Hi there, I'm attorney Kelly Longtin from Kelly Longtin Law, where we provide effective estate planning for everyday families in both Massachusetts and New Hampshire. And today I want to share with all of you a topic about books. So just want you to think about if you have a loved one that was a book lover and now they've passed and you're considering whether or not to throw out those books. Well, let's start with individuals' belongings, like such as jewelry or furniture, or photographs and books. Sometimes those types of things can slip through the cracks of their estate plan. While certain books may be gifted to a beneficiary in a loved one's will, a book lover may leave behind other books that the family must decide what it is that they're going to do with these. The family's first inclination when encountering piles of old books might be to donate them to charity or just to throw them away. But getting rid of a book collection without first assessing it could be a mistake. Now, most books have little or no market value. Those that are not valuable to collectors, however, may have a personal value. And a book collection could contain a hidden treasure or two, not only due to a book's rarity, but because of what is hidden in its pages. Even with the most thorough estate planning, there is likely to be some personal property that is unaccounted for after somebody passes away. What remains after specific items have been distributed to loved ones and final expenses have been paid makes up the residuary estate. Now, a residuary estate can contain newly acquired accounts and property that were not accounted for in the latest draft of an estate plan. It can also contain overlooked items that, at least on the surface, seem to have nothing more than sentimental value. An old family Bible might be left to a close family member. The other books on the shelf, though, may be left in no man's land. Most wills and trusts contain language specifying the disposition of the residuary estate. The language might state, for example, that any residuary estate goes to an individual family member, into a trust, or to charities. If the residuary language is general, such as all of my personal belongings are to be divided equally amongst my children, it is likely that the children will have to decide what to do with the leftover books and other personal belongings that they do not want to take with them. Now, going through a loved one's belongings once they are gone can be an emotionally difficult process, and deciding what to do with their stuff is no less complicated. One of the things that you might want to do is to find out what the monetary value of a book is. Now, an estate sale company may advise the family that a book in the collection is valuable, or a particular volume might stand out while you're decluttering things. Maybe the book is old, written by a well-known author, or has a distinguishing physical characteristic, such as striking illustrations or the author's signature. Perhaps it's just a hunch that a book is worth setting aside and learning more about before being consigned to an estate sale or to the dustbin of the family history. Age alone does not make a book valuable, nor does the rarity of a book. Many millions of books have been published since the invention of the printing press. Most are about as valuable as the paper that they might be printed on, and only a tiny fraction have real value to book buyers. According to Nelson Rare Books, there's 3 elements that determine whether a book is valuable or what the value is. 1 is rarity, 2 is scarcity, and 3 is the condition of the book. A book has some or all of these characteristics is not necessarily worth a lot of money. Some books are old, scarce, and in fine condition, but still not valuable. A book could have lots of copies in print, but have another distinguishing characteristic, such as a signature, inscription, or notes in the margin from a famous former owner that makes it rare. Now, first edition books, meaning first printings, tend to have higher value than later editions. However, the rarity, scarcity, and condition of a book notwithstanding, a book that is not in demand will not have a strong resale market. Now, among first editions, some books stand out as true collectible gems. The books on a Reader's Digest list, those can fetch between $50,000 to $5 million or more. Now, there's a couple of websites you can look at, biblio.com or eBooks, that can help you determine the value of some of those books. Now, keep in mind that even if a book appears to have a strong market, It could take months or even years to find the right buyer. Ultimately, the value of a book is whatever someone is willing to pay for it, not what an online resource says that it may be worth. Now, sometimes there's hidden surprises in those books. A book without intrinsic value can have something valuable concealed within its pages. Some of the hidden treasures found in old books include a lock of George Washington's hair, an original C.S. Lewis letter, a map of Middle Earth annotated by J.R. Tolkien, and a winning lottery ticket worth $750,000. Other people have found cash, collector's items, and other surprises between the pages. The artifacts left behind in books might lack financial or objective historical value, but have subjective value to family members. Items like handwritten notes, photographs, coupons, receipts, and tickets can be placed in a family scrapbook as a unique and tangible reminder of someone. The typical U.S. household has more than 100 books. The odds of any one book being valuable enough to sell to a collector are very low. Yet a book that is virtually worthless has a historical artifact can still have family or personal significance. Now, some books have been in a family for generations and continue to be passed on. Maybe a mother owned a copy of The Night Before Christmas and read it each Christmas Eve to her children. One of the children might want to keep the book and carry on that tradition, eventually passing the book on to their very own kids. Now, a book could also have an inscription that imbues it with sentimental value, or it might simply be a favorite book of a loved one that they always had near at hand. There are countless reasons why a book might take on emotional dimensions. If it resonates with just one person, this alone gives it significance. Love of books is often inspired in childhood. Having books in the home is a strong predictor of a lifelong reading habit. The child or grandchild of a book lover might themselves be a book lover. For them, the books might have value in and of themselves, absent any monetary or nostalgic consideration. Gaps in an estate plan can lead to conflict among surviving family members. Estate plans tend to focus on big-ticket items like houses, cars, bank accounts, and investments. But deciding who is entitled to personal mementos, especially valuable ones, can be an underestimated source of contention. Verbally promising personal property to a loved one will probably not pass legal muster or satisfy your loved ones who feel left out. To avoid conflicts over personal belongings, consider incorporating them into an estate plan. This can be accomplished with a document called a personal property memorandum. Personal items can also be given away while a person is alive, leaving no doubt about ownership. Now, small estate planning details can make a big difference. The more specific you can be in your estate plan, the better. To ensure that you are not leaving out anything important, you do want to contact your local qualified estate planning attorney. I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to our page. I'm attorney Kelly Longtin, founder of Kelly Longtin Law, where we provide effective estate planning for our everyday families located in Massachusetts and New Hampshire.